Oh my God. Dr. Bethany, I am
Hello.
so excited to have you here and to announce you as the round 12 10K winner.
I'm so excited to be the round 12 10K winner.
Oh my God. I know I say this about every winner, but but legitimately when I saw your name as the recipient, I was like, holy bad word. Because we have talked so much over the years, and you've been an OG Spark member forever. You've applied so many times, you've reached out for feedback, you've tweaked, you've done all this stuff, and then it bloody paid off. So I'm just so thrilled for you.
Thank you. I was because I missed your call.
You're
And
like,
then
why else would she be calling me?
I saw your text message and I was like, oh my gosh, you said you only make 2 calls a month and you've tried to ring me. So I think this might be good news.
Oh my God, it's so wild. No, you are just so deserving. So let's tell everyone who you are and what you do.
My name is Bethany. I am a dentist and I run dental education programs for children. I get kids excited about looking after their teeth and working towards lowering the decay rates of Australian children because tooth decay is preventable and no one wants it. So let's prevent it and do it through fun songs.
I love that because, as a 40-year-old, I do not like going to the dentist, and I wish somebody would have made it more fun for me.
That's exactly what we do. It's all about pulling back the curtain and making it very play-based and very fun and getting kids to understand why we want to look after our teeth, because then it's so much easier to get them on board with putting in the hard work.
That is so good. I love it. And so you've been doing this for a while, obviously. Talk to me about like the business journey, where you started, where it is now.
Well, I started practicing traditionally as a dentist and had written just randomly 2 songs one day. I had like a photo shoot done for like a business that didn't exist, just thought it would be fun. And then we're gonna go on a little bit of a tangent, Danielle. So
Yes, I
you
love
may
it.
need
I'm
to
here
cut
for
me
it.
off. I got accepted to study pediatric dentistry, which had sort of been my dream, but I realized that that just meant that I was going to spend every day treating tooth decay, and I was taking out teeth in a lot of 4-year-olds, and I really didn't
Hmm.
like it. And the parents were devastated, and the kids were devastated, and I was going home really devastated. And I decided to take a gap year, which ended up being 2020, which 2020 is 2020. And I ended up going back to uni to study to become a teacher. And
Wow.
my partner said to me, like, I'm so proud of you, babe, for finding something that, you love, but what are you going to do for work until you graduate? And I was like, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to pull these songs out that I wrote, and I'm going to write some more. And I worked for 5 days, and then 2021 did its thing. So that was pretty devastating. But then from there, it's really just gone from strength to strength. And I've toured the country. I've taken my program to early learning centres and schools and family daycares and playgroups all over the country. I went to a small Indigenous community 4 hours south of Darwin.
Wow.
I have been to some incredible places, and the thing that is really universal is how much joy it can bring to a topic that for a lot of adults does carry a lot of anxiety. So I love that I'm able to get in at the ground level and really help paint the picture for children in a light that's a little bit more positive than a lot of people in our generation have when they look at going to the dentist.
Oh my God, I love it so much. So then, what made you apply for the Spark grants? What kind of idea did you have that you wanted to bring to life?
So the Spark grant is going to help me digitize my program. So I am one person and Australia is a very big country. I mean, I'm in Victoria. Victoria is a big enough state as it is, and I can't get to any more places. I'm also a new mum, and traveling is a lot more challenging now. And I also have a beautiful little girl that I really want to be able to spend more time with. So I'm taking Dr. Bethany's Tooth Tales and turning it into Tooth Tales on Demand, which will effectively be, it's turning into a little bit of a beast of really like, it's like Twinkle and Netflix, but for teeth. It's
Oh, I
videos
love
and
this.
resources and just a way to incorporate oral health into every day in early learning so that becoming looking after our teeth, visiting the dentist becomes a very normalized, play-based, fun part, while also taking a little bit of the weight off kindergarten teachers who are already incredibly overworked by doing some of that planning and flow charting of sort of where lessons can go and ways to look for the little moments to incorporate the oral health education so that they have a little bit more support and can bring that oral health education into their everyday learning.
Wow, that is incredible. And I love that because it's just so clear how that's also going to scale your business, right? Not only is it mission driven of actually changing the lives of these young people, but also, having something digital that you can get out there means you can scale the business as well at this new season of life.
It's pretty cool. And you kind of go, it doesn't even have to just be Australia then. Like it sort of
Totally.
opens up the door to the whole world, which I think is really, really cool. I'm not there yet, but it is
You
kind of
just wait.
cool. Teeth are very
I
universal.
was just about to say teeth are
Um,
teeth, right?
they are teeth, teeth are teeth. Maybe we get to Mars as well. Who knows? But we'll start with Australia. And we'll get that toothbrushing joy going as far as we can.
I love this so much. And now, as we kind of said at the start, you did apply a few times. What has the application process been like for you?
The application process, it's so simple that sometimes it almost feels like it's so hard because you're trying to communicate so much in so few words. And I think that what I did really well this time was that I was really concise with what I was communicating. And it's funny looking back, I guess, at my journey of applying what I have applied for this time bizarrely was the same concept that I planned to do the very first time that I applied. But when you don't get the grant, you sort of go, maybe there's something wrong with my idea. So I'll change my idea and I'll do something else. And then you sort of start going, maybe that's not the right way. And you start thinking that that's the problem is the concept that you're actually bringing to the table. And it was when I sat down this time that I went, where really am I ready to take the business right now? What is that going to do for me? And what is that going to do for the people that I serve in my business? And really pulling that together, I think I was then able to communicate really clearly how I would be able to use the grant to put this into action and the impact that it would have going forwards.
Yeah, and I love that you say that because it's a funny thing that I never expected from the grants was how people talk about the application process kind of being like a business strategy session because it
Yeah.
does kind of force you to sit down and go what's really important right now. If someone gave me 10 grand, what would I actually do with it? Like how would I actually spend it versus I mean, I'm sure everyone listening's like yeah, if you gave me 10 grand, oh my God, happy days, I'll do anything in my business, but actually being able to articulate the actual thing, how it will have an impact, what results you'll get. Yeah, I do love that. It's a nice kind of exercise to go through for anyone's business, I think.
It was really wonderful. I think at this point in my life as well, it was one of those things that was really needed. So it sort of felt very, very balanced. And when I put in the application, I went, regardless of the funding, I'm going to make this work. I was like, I
Mm.
knew with confidence that when I put it in, that this was the right next move for my business. So it really did just feel like I was certain that this was the right direction and being able to communicate that and then going, I know exactly what steps I need to take because I laid them out in the grant and got so few words that you're very concise and you sort of know exactly what you're doing and exactly where you're going. So it was kind of like, okay, cool. Well, I guess I may as well just get started and
Yes.
see what happens.
Yes, I love that. And that's it. And I think it's that confidence that shines through. One thing I always say to people when they're applying, the biggest thing is you want the judge to feel like if they gave you 10 grand of their own money, that you would know how to spend it and what impact it would have. And I think that confidence just shone through in your application just so much. It became a no-brainer for them. So you're amazing.
Thank you. You're amazing. You give us this opportunity, which I just think is incredible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Any words of advice if there's anyone listening in who might have been on the fence about applying or on the fence about applying again if they hadn't got it?
Apply and apply again. I think the first time I applied was round two, and I think maybe I've missed one or two in the middle, but I have continued to apply. And I think it's really don't think that if you're not successful, that the problem is your business or your application, because I got excited and was like, I've got to think of something that's going to be more exciting that the judges is going to think is worthy. But what was worthy was what I suggested the very first time, just framed in a way that really aligned with my life now and was going to be sustainable going forwards.
Oh my God, I love it. You are the best. As I said, so thrilled that it was you this round.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. And thank you so much for sharing your business and your experience with the grant with us. I just think you're incredible and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
I'm so excited. I can't wait either.